Hello everybody, welcome back to 𝘿𝙚𝙠𝓷. Today we have a new deck for you called the Shaolin and Sage, featuring our Lucario from Brilliant Stars with the Roaring Resolve ability, same as our old Charizard from Team Up expansion, allowing you to place 2 damage counter on this Pokemon and then search your deck for a fighting energy attached to this Pokemon from your deck. So we get to attach the energy to satisfy the attack cost Aura Sphere Volley, but the most important thing is that we get to place damage counter on Lucario at the bench spot. If it's in our active spot, all we need to do is switch to Drampa, energy switch from our Lucario, and then attach a water energy from our hand. We are good to go to do 160 damage for a basic 1 prize Pokemon, plus 30 more with Choice Belt, 190 damage, enough to knock out a Lumineon V, enough to knock out Crobat on the bench, or even an 𝘿𝙚𝓚𝓫. So we get to kill Kricketune as well. All those supporting V cards they have on their bench, we get to boss order knock it out with 1 attack with 1 hit of Berserk using Drampa, only a basic 1 prize card. Very strong combo here. So all we need is that 1 Lucario on the bench to place damage counters with the ability, and we are good to go to do 160 damage every single turn with Drampa non-stop. Only 2 energies. We have 4 copies of Energy Switch to satisfy the energy cost. We have also Raihan 2 copies and 3 Choice Belt to add the damage. We have 8 copies of basic water energy and only 4 fighting energy, just because we get to attach it, search our deck for this fighting energy, this specific type with our Lucario. So we don't need that many. We have also 1 rod to shuffle back our fighting energy, just in case we get to use the attack. So if they play poison type, we actually get to hit the weakness, double the damage with Aura Sphere Volley. Lucario can also attack, but you have to discard all fighting energy after using this attack. It does 60x damage for each fighting energy you discard from this Pokemon, plus a 10 base damage. So if you have 3 fighting energy, you get to knock out a Gengar VMAX with 1 hit. If you have 2 fighting energy with a Choice Belt, you actually get to kill the Gengar as well. So all you need is a Choice Belt, Roaring Resolve on the same turn, attach an extra fighting energy from your hand. We don't actually have energy search for this deck, but we have a lot of power supporter cards to get it out into our hand. We have Cynthia, Bruno, Research, Marnie. We have 3 Marnies, 3 Research, 1 Bruno, 1 Cynthia, and 1 Shauna to get our cards out. We even have a Raihan to accelerate our energies. If they knock out our bench, if they knock out any of our Pokemon on their last turn with attacks, we get to use Raihan for an extra energy, or even a Rod to allow us to Roaring Resolve again, and then Choice Belt, or we can even search for a Choice Belt actually. And then all we need is that 2 energy attachment in a single turn, plus a Choice Belt to kill a Gengar VMAX or any other poison type. Arceus V-Star as well, we can kill it with 1 hit, but you actually have to discard all fighting energy, and we don't actually have that many to spare. So that means you have to make sure to attack with Lucario only when you can afford to lose those energy cards at the last second, or when you don't actually need to play a Drampa anymore, or if you can play a Rod later on to shuffle them back, something like that. Make sure you don't waste your energy cards. That's what I'm trying to say. And we also have 2 Snorlax to draw our cards with Gourmandize and then end your ability, which is not that great, but we don't actually have a choice here. Just because we want to be keeping this deck full on 1 prize, we actually have this extra support Pokemon with the ability to draw cards. We cannot rely on nothing but supporter cards to draw. We need at least a Pokemon with abilities to help us save our hand, just in case we get a super bad hand. So instead of Bibarel or Chinchino, we have Snorlax to give us a big draw passing the turn. We also have our switch cards, just because Snorlax is very heavy. We have 1 Bird Keeper, 1 Switch, 1 Escape Rope to do the switch effect. Only 3 copies, but that should be enough. We also have 1 boss order for the extra power play effect, and 4 incense for our Lucario, 3 copies of Lucario as I said, and 3 Riolus, just because we need to be benching this and evolving as fast as we can, because this is the key card that we need to add damage done by Berserk. We can't actually do more than 70 damage without our Lucario, so that is the star of this deck, and we want to be benching it as fast as we can. So that's all for the list. Let's go ahead for a gameplay. So let's go ahead for our first game against an Arceus deck box. They could be playing anything. We actually have a fighting coin for our Lucario and a dragon deck box for our Drampa, a dragon fighting type. So we need a water and a fighting energy for Berserk, which is the regular style for a dragon type. Often need different types of energy. I think only 2 different types though. I don't think there's any dragon that needs more than 2 different types. I think the old EXs might have more than 2 types. I think Latia's EX actually needs 3 different types of energy, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe a fire psychic and a colorless. I think it's actually a colorless. So we got a Marnie, we got a Choice Belt. Let's just do the switch and maybe Gourmandize this turn. If we do that, we get to Escape Rope the next turn, unless they do a Marnie. Let's hope they don't play a Marnie. If they do though, we got our supporter cards in our hand, which is actually quite bad. So if they Marnie, Gourmandize, we better be doing Gourmandize right now. So let's just do it. because we're not going to draw anything with Marnie unless we Gormandize right now. And we just drew 2 more supporter cards. So if they play a Marnie, I don't know what to say. Because that's going to be super bad. We got so unlucky though. We got 2 supporter cards on the first turn going first. That means we can't play those supporter cards. And getting another 2 more passing the turn is super bad. We got a Water Energy. And we just need to evolve Lucario, switch, and we get to do 190 damage to that Shadow Rider. That means we just need 1 more strike to knock it out, either as a VMAX, or we can even use the first attack, Corkscrew Punch, 30 damage plus 30 more, 60 damage to their V card. So we can actually do Corkscrew Punch if we don't have enough energies, but obviously we can do Berserk quite easily. And here comes Articuno though. They can actually do Psy Laser, knock out one of our bench Pokemon. I wonder what they're gonna do this turn. If they do that, they're gonna have to discard all the energy cards. So Psy Laser is gonna help them a lot. They're probably gonna target Riolu. If they kill Riolu, we can't evolve, we can't do as much damage with Berserk. And that's gonna gonna put us back by a few turns. By 1 or 2 turns. Because we can't evolve this, we have to bench and then evolve on the next turn. Just because Articuno has that stellar ability allowing you to attach from your hand 2 energy cards without wasting your energy attachment this turn. That means you get to attach another one to satisfy the 3 energy attack cost. So it's doing Psy Laser in a single turn. 120 damage, not bad. You get to target any one of your opponent's Pokemon. On the bench, in the active spot, you get to do Telescopic Sight, 150 damage. So it's not bad actually. The only downside is that you have to discard all energies attached to your Articuno. All psychic energies, if I'm not mistaken. So they just gave us 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷. That means we just need to do a switch. If we have a Bird Keeper, we could have killed the 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷. But we had to do Escape Rope right now. And if they give us a Shadow Rider, at least we get to Boss Order later. They're probably going to evolve both Shadow Riders, right? To draw fast for the draw and also for the energy attachment. For the ability, probably. So whatever they switch out, at least we got 1 prize ahead. So they actually chose not to use Psy Laser. But they can, you know, they're safe to use it on the next turn later on if they want to. So it's not really that. It's never a good thing if your opponent has a bench snipe card. So we need to get our Manaphy out. If we have a Manaphy, we can actually protect against the Articuno and waste them that extra turn. Waste them, you know, force them to make that mistake of passing the turn not using Psy Laser when they could have. Because now we have our Water Veil to protect our bench. But they can actually... Oh, we actually got a Riolu. We got another Riolu. Which was quite interesting. Because... I see. Because they could actually boss order us. That was the reason why I did that. Because if they boss order instead of using Psy Laser, they can still kill us with 2 VMAXs. Attaching 3 energies in a single turn with the Underworld Door. And then switching Max Jais. If they do Max Jais though, they're gonna need boss order for the supporter card, and it's gonna be quite difficult to draw out the supporter cards. But if we kill the Articuno, yeah, if we don't need to, we can't kill the Articuno this turn, obviously. So if they do a boss order the next turn, it would have been smart to bench that Riolu, because then it actually gives us that safety and extra copy of, you know, Roaring Resolve to help us do 160, 190 to the VMAX with our Berserk. Because without Lucario, you can't do extra damage. And Drampa is basically useless. Drampa is not doing much. Okay, they're using Psy Laser. I don't know what I was thinking though. I mean, Manaphy should have been like top priority. I think I forgot about that card. I mean, they actually need to pull off a double evolution and a retreat. We can't kill the Articuno. That means they can actually retreat with that air balloon. So all they need is 3 energies and 2 evolutions, which is quite difficult to pull off, to be honest. 3 energies in a single turn. I mean, they got Fog Crystal, but only 2 cards left in your hand. They could play a Research, Incense, and then... yeah, it's not quite difficult actually. There we go, the boss order. Oh my god, they did it. And now we're stuck with a Snorlax in the active. That means they can do Psylaser over and over, but thank god they actually can't do it because they have to discard everything. Look at that. Discard all Psychic Energies. So that's why Articuno is quite, you know, it's not that powerful. It has its limits. Okay, we got another Lucario in the game. Let's just attach energy and then do a Gormandize. We should have attached to the Snorlax because we don't actually have that many switch cards anymore. We have one last Bird Keeper, could be in a prize card as well. So should definitely have attached to the Snorlax. And then energy switch on the next turn to retreat because we can actually do triple energy attachment on the next turn. And then all we need to do is Berserk to kill off the Articuno. And then Raihan for the next one, or pull off another energy switch. That would have been smarter because it would have been faster, but I was expecting them to kill the Snorlax instead of like dragging the game out, which is what they happen to be doing. So they drag the game out with the 𝓿𝐿𝐴, trying to draw their energy cards, trying to draw out their boss order really. If they boss order the Lucario, we can't do as much damage. We can't kill the 𝓿𝓱𝓪𝓸𝓵𝓲 that easily. If they scoop up the Articuno, they can even do it. Scoop it up, attach another air balloon, and then they don't even need to use the ability. They just need to, you know, draw one energy at a time with 𝓿𝐿𝓵, attach it to Articuno. But apparently they're attacking with 𝓿𝓱𝓪𝓸𝓵 this turn. Next Geist. They may just pause the turn not attacking though. And then wait for the boss order card. We have a quick ball. That means we get to search for either a Manaphy or another Riolu. It would be smarter to get a Riolu though. So playing a boss order, I don't think we get to do it this turn, but we can actually kill either the 𝘿𝓚𝓐𝐸 if they somehow knock out our Snorlax this turn. If they choose to knock out Snorlax, we have the option of killing 𝘿𝓚𝓐𝓸 on the bench, and they just pass the turn. There we go. They decided not to attack until they get their boss order, which is really annoying. So let's just do quick ball for either Manaphy or Riolu. We should be doing the Rod first, because we actually discarded 2 for our fighting Pokemon. So 1 Riolu, 1 Lucario discarded. So let's just remove Snorlax, get another Riolu, prepare for the boss. We got another Lucario, which is great. So we should be doing the Rod right now, but I actually chose not to, which was a big mistake to be honest. We'll see later that it's actually a big mistake. So we discarded a lot of supporter cards because we played a Research just now. So no more Cynthia, no more Bruno. I don't think we have a Bird Keeper either. And here comes Riolu. Got one last Choice Belt. So we're not going to attach the energy. We should be attaching to Snorlax though. There we go, we attach to Snorlax. And then Rod it back later if we need it. Because we actually need 3 more strikes. We need 3 Berserk hits to collect the last 4 prize. Killing a VMAX and any 1 prize or V card on their bench. If they scoop up and evolve the 𝘿𝓚𝓐𝓸, if they remove Articuno from the field with the scoop up net and then incense the 𝘿𝓚𝓚, then we can't actually draw the last prize that easily, because we are forced to knock out a VMAX, another VMAX. And if you play Cheryl as well, that's going to be super bad. So you never know if you're going to win a game. There's always a way to come back. There's always a way to turn the tables all the way around. We got a Raihan though, so whatever happens this turn, we're still good to go for the next one. Here comes Max Geist. Let's hope, fingers crossed, they don't get the boss. I think they already played 2 copies though. They used one for Snorlax, and they used one to kill... Oh no, they only used one. they dragged the Snorlax and then killed our Lucario on the bench with the Psy Laser. So they only played one boss order as yet. So they're probably gonna have like at least 2 copies of boss in their deck. And if they get it now, I'm gonna be quite pissed. At least we get to Raihan though. Raihan for another Lucario. They just drew 5 cards with Dark Asset after doing Underworld Door for so many times. Isn't that crazy? 𝘿𝓚𝓐𝐸 is still not evolved yet. It's still waiting to evolve. So we can actually target 𝘿𝓚𝓚𝓐𝓚, but that would be useless because we need another boss order to kill the Crobat, and we can't actually do that. So let's just keep the boss for the Articuno and hope they don't. We can't even boss the VMAX if they choose to. If they choose to leave it, if they choose to retreat and attack with the new VMAX, we should be keeping the boss for the old VMAX so that we get to knock out the first one. Knock out the damaged one, because right now we can't kill it, we can only damage it. Should we play a Marnie or should we play they're gloating by the way. Should we play a Rod first then Marnie? We should have done a Rod first. This is where I made the mistake, because not playing the Rod means Lucario is in the bench, is still discarded in discard pile, and it's quite difficult to get it out later on. Just because Marnie puts it at the bottom, and you can actually shuffle the deck with your Roaring Resolve, so it's not too bad. But we only have 1 copy and 22 cards left in the deck, so it's quite difficult to get it out into our hand, and we got nothing but Raihan, which is super bad because we got no Drampas on the bench, and we actually need to... Oh, we shouldn't have done that though, because we could have done a Raihan. Oh, we can actually Raihan on the next turn if they kill one of our Pokemons. They could quite easily boss order something else and avoid knocking out the ones with energies. If they do that, we're going to be forced to retreat so that we get to play Raihan. So using the training card was actually a big mistake. We shouldn't have done the training card that early. We should have left it till the next turn. I don't think it's smart to retrieve our energy card. So we did our first Berserk on the first VMAX. I'm not sure what we killed first, but we knocked out a V card, I think. We knocked out a V card for 2 price. And then now we have 4 left. And 𝘿𝓚𝓚𝓚 is already evolved. So if they pass the turn attacking with this one, we can actually boss order the Crobat or the Articuno. So we actually have the Crobat as well. If they don't Tool Scrapper, we get to kill the Crobat with 1 Berserk. Or even Aura Sphere Volley. We can still do Aura Sphere for Crobat to die. We just need to Raihan for a Rod and then evolve if they kill the Lucario on the bench. Raihan for a Rod to shuffle back the energy, and Lucario obviously attach the energy from our hand. We can't play a boss though if we play a Raihan, so we're gonna have to do the Raihan later. We shouldn't be killing the Crobat this turn anyways. We should be targeting the VMAX. They're probably gonna retreat to the other one and attack with the bench Shadow Rider. So this is gonna be quite difficult. They just bossed the Lucario, which is super bad, and they pass the turn attacking with the active. Look at that. That was quite silly. Because now we actually get a free knockout. They gave us a free knockout without having to do a boss order. And we actually got our Manaphy out without using a ball. So this is great news. So now we need to get a Rod and somehow bench another Riolu. We can't actually bench a Riolu. So we're forced to play a Rod and wait for the Riolu to show up. This is quite bad. So we have to retreat right now and then play a Raihan for a Rod. Or even a Research. We should be getting a Research though, right? If we get a Research though, they're gonna kill the Lucario with a boss order. They can't actually do Psy Laser to kill the Lucario because we have Manaphy right now. So their only hope is playing another boss to knock out that Lucario on the bench, removing our Roaring Resolve and our access to extra damage. If we have no access, we can't actually do an Articuno knockout even. We can't even kill the Articuno with 70 damage. So Drampa is going to be so much weaker without your key Lucario, without your Shaolin. I think we're going to be forced to play a Rod. Nothing else we can play really. We can actually pull a boss, but it's, I mean, 9 chance out of 10. They're probably going to pull a boss on the next turn. So it's very likely for them to kill another Lucario. Unless they don't have any more boss. I think they already played 2 copies though. So let's hope, fingers crossed, they don't have any more boss order. We're forced to play a Rod. If we get a research, we cannot bench another one. We're forced to play a Rod. We should be getting a research though, because we actually have a quick ball. So if we research for a quick ball, we can actually do the Rod and quick ball at the same time, which is the same as benching it on the next turn. So let's do a research. Because if we do a Rod right now, we are forced to bench on the next turn anyways, not having a quick ball in our hand. So it's the same deal regardless. And they forgot it to they just realized that they forgot it to retreat. Look at that. They forgot to retreat the active and giving us extra 3 prize. I don't care, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the handout. So all we need is that one Articuno or a Crobat knockout and we are good to go. What are they gonna do now? Their only hope is that boss, that power play, that insane power card, Cyrus, Lysander, Giovanni. If they don't get their Giovanni, they're done. We actually need to get our boss as well, so it's actually quite difficult now. We get to play the Rod the next turn, so we have to actually bench a few cards. We need to bench another Drampa, bench another Riolu, and then charge up the next Drampa, and hopefully get the Choice Belt out. Because if they scoop up the Articuno, we can't actually do anything. If they kill our Drampa right now with the Shadow Rider, we're kind of screwed. Because we need to waste another one more turn to set up the next Riolu and to prepare the next Drampa. I don't think we're that badly off though, because they have 3 prize cards left, so we actually have an extra turn to spare to kind of draw, to set up our bench and also to draw our boss order with that research. And all we need is one boss order at the last second, killing a Crobat. They cannot scoop up the Crobat. They can actually play Collapse Stadium though. I forgot about Collapse Stadium. So their only hope is collapsing the field, removing Crobat from play, and then scooping up the Articuno, and they just attack with Psy Laser. That was quite silly because we have Manaphy. They forgot about Water Veil. Look at that. They gave us the free 1 prize and we won. They gave us the last one. We don't even need a boss order. We didn't need a single boss order in this game, which was quite lucky of us, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because it was a good win. It was against a meta deck. They made a few mistakes, but that's the name of the game. If you panic, you're gonna make mistakes. You cannot afford to panic at all. And it's intense. This game is quite intense. Because you never know what your opponent's gonna get on the next turn. You never know what they have in mind, what strategy they're playing. You have a good idea sometimes, but it's always a gamble. There's always a risk element to it. And it's quite difficult to pull off a win if you're up against a 1 prize deck playing a VMAX. So we actually had the advantage there because they're playing a VMAX and we're playing the 1 prize. Right now we're up against a 1 prize, so now it's actually pretty tight. They are playing a Zoroark deck, box deck, stage 1 box deck with the Phantom Transformer, Shinchino to draw cards. So let's see who wins this one. Zoroark. It's not a control deck, I'm quite happy to say, because control decks are super annoying. It's a damage, it's an attacker deck. But a a very, a wide variety of stage 1 attackers. Very unusual Zoroark deck, the most unique one that I've ever seen, which is very interesting. I'm very proud to be up against this guy because he actually made quite an interesting and flavorful deck, which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of flavorful decks. I don't like meta decks and decks that everyone keeps spamming on the center format. Everyone keeps playing the same thing and it becomes a bit dull and boring, so I prefer a bit more color. But we have to do a Marnie right now. We're not going to do a Gormandize. If we do a Gormandize, we're going to waste the switch card and also give them that extra knockout. So we want to be attacking on the next turn if we can. I'm pretty sure we can avoid a knockout. You never know if they're going to pull a surprise stage 1 discard and transform. If they transform into anything that does 120 damage with 1 energy, because they actually have to discard everything attached to Zoroark upon transforming, you get to remove the damage counters as well. So you discard all attached cards and you remove all special conditions and damage counters on it as you transform to the new stage 1. That's the power of Zoroark. It's quite different from your Ditto. So Ditto, the V transformation, actually you have to retain everything. You have to keep your tool cards, keep your energy, you get to keep those things, but you have to keep your damage counters as well and your special conditions in addition to the energies and tool card. Donphan. So they can actually do it. All they need is evolution and fighting energy. And they just did a Drampa knockout on this turn, drawing their first prize. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. Like, they just need 1 evolution and energy. They got a Chinchino for extra 2 cards. Here comes the Zoro, turning into a Donphan. And the Aurora energy, what I tell you, doing 120 damage, 20 to each of their bench Pokemon. We're not doing anything to their bench, so we're gonna have to hope for them to kill their own bench Pokemon if they play nothing but Donphan, but they're not doing that. I'm giving off spoilers, but they're not doing a full-on Donphan deck. They're playing a lot of different stage 1s, which is very, very interesting. So right now we need an energy switch. We're gonna remove all of our cards from the hand so that we get to draw a full-on 5 cards with Shauna. We're gonna draw the energy card out first with Roaring Resolve, attach it to our Lucario so that all we get to maximize our chance essentially of getting an energy switch with Shauna. So that means all we need is that 1 copy of switch card, energy switch, to grant us a knockout this turn. And let's hope they don't kill Drampa later on. If they remove Drampa from the field next turn, I have no idea what to do. Because we have no more bench Pokemon to attack, we have no supporter cards in our hand, we are totally stuck. So all they need is the same thing, 1 evolution, 1 special energy, or even a fighting energy. I don't think they're playing a fighting basic energy though. They actually have a box deck, so that means they need different types. They have a Barraskewda as well. So Aurora energy is the best one. But you can only fit in 4 copies though, right? So they may play a few copies of the basic, different types of basic. And they just did a research discarding all of their twin and capture. Interesting. They're playing capture energy as well. Capture actually works for your Flapple. This acidic mucus is a colorless energy cost. They have a twin energy as well, so I'm not sure what the twin energy is for. I think Golisopod. So Golisopod does 50x damage, 50 extra damage. Thank you, you have a good deck as well. 50 extra damage for each V card in your opponent's field, plus 30 base damage. So if your opponent has 3 V cards, 3 Crobats on their bench, with the Dark Asset, not the 1 price Crobat, because we actually have the Battle Styles Crobat as well. So if they played like 2 Lumineon and 1 Crobat, which is more realistic, or 1 Eldegoss, 1 Kricketune, and 1 Crobat, Then you actually get to do 180 damage, knocking out a supporting V card, killing Lumineon with one hit. So here comes 𝘿𝙗𝓚𝓷. They can't knock us out with that though. They're gonna need to transform back to the Donphan. So we actually got an extra turn to set up the next attacker, so that's really good. But we have no supporter cards, no fighting energy. We should have done our Roaring Resolve on the last turn. But if we did that though, 𝘿𝙗𝓚𝓷 would have killed it. So thank God we didn't do that actually. Because even though we get to prepare Lucario to attack, we're actually giving them that extra knockout. If they kill Lucario on the bench, we're done for. But we got a Manaphy though, my bad. We got a Manaphy. So we should have done the attachment on the last turn. We should have attached the energy because 4 damage counter is enough for 𝘿𝙗𝓚𝓷 to collect the knockout, but not with the Manaphy in play. Not with our Manaphy. But Manaphy actually gave them our active. They actually get to kill the active with... So that's the power of a box deck. You get a toolbox, you get to fish for anything you want, anything that you need, so that's the power. Playing one copy of multiple different cards, you get a lot of flexibility. Whatever you need at the moment, and you can actually... they killed the Lucario though, which is horrible. So now we're delayed by a lot of turns. We can't kill the... we can't knock out the Flapple with 70 damage. It's 80 HP, so we need to Gormandize. We have no choice but to play Gormandize. We're gonna attach the water energy to our Snorlax. I don't think we should be playing the energy switch. Let's keep the energy switch for later. We actually have 2 more copies. I think we only play 3 copies for this deck. So we have like 1 last copy in the deck. I'm not sure if we should be conserving it. Let's just save it for the last minute. If they don't kill Snorlax, let's do a surprise retreat the next turn. It's always interesting to play a surprise retreat. So now we actually need... I don't know how to kill the Flapple. We need to bench a Riolu, so we are stuck with another empty turn. We cannot kill the Flapple. We should have done the damage just now. Because now we need another 2 turns to kill the Flapple. If we did damage on the last turn though, they can actually damage our Drampa, or even kill it with another Zoroark. So there's always a risk to everything, right? If they damage Snorlax right now, if they don't kill Snorlax, we can actually retreat and do extra damage with our Berserk. If we Berserk and kill the Flapple, then we're actually ahead. We're actually ahead of them. So let's hope they don't use a Donphan. If they transform into a Donphan and attack us with that card, then I don't think we can hope to win. Because we don't even have a Lucario on our bench, no Riolu, which is horrible. If they can't pull another Aurora energy this turn, if they couldn't transform or couldn't attach the energy, then we actually get to save ourselves and draw our 4th prize, my bad, earlier. So let's see what happens. And they gave us the damage counters. Thank you for the damage counters. We get to retreat with that energy switch. We're gonna do it this turn. We're gonna bench Drampa, get our first our first Riolu in play. We actually played the first one already, but it got knocked out. So they're playing Altaria Cresselia. Look at that, they got a Cresselia, a Fusion Strike Cresselia. Isn't that interesting? With the Super Regeneration, I think. I forgot what it's called, but Regeneration something. Placing damage counter on one of your opponent's V card in their discard pile after putting it onto their bench. So a basic V card, put it onto their bench, and then place damage counters until they have 3 remaining. 30 HP remaining. And then all you need to do is boss order later and then kill it with a 1 prize. Kill it with like a Flapple or something. Or even a 𝘿𝙗𝓼𝓚. If they evolve into a VMAX, you can even kill it with a 𝘿𝙗𝓼𝓚. So very, very interesting deck. Okay, now we actually need a supporter card. If they kill our Drampa, I don't know what to do. If they do another boss, if they knock out the Riolu, we're done. Oh, we don't need the Riolu though, because we already have Snorlax. If Snorlax is helping us, we don't need the Riolu. That means we just need another turn to get the Rod somehow. If we get the Rod and a Quick Ball with a supporter card, that would be grand, but I don't think we're getting any supporter cards. I'm not sure why, but we have so many more supporter cards in our deck. It's very unlucky. We got really unlucky this game. Gorman dies for 0 supporter cards, and they didn't even use a Marnie. Chinchino, they got 3 copies on their bench. Isn't that madness? They get to draw everything out. I mean, they're probably gonna get the boss order by now, but I think they played 2 copies already. So a third boss order would be pretty bogus. I don't think they have that many. Chinchino is like perfect for Zoroark because you get to discard from your hand any stage 1. You get to draw your supporter card as well, your Oleana, your power supporter cards, Marnie, boss order. Obviously, boss order is the best one. You get to do Sydney as well. We have to use Sydney, Flannery, stuff like that. Crushing Hammer, Fan of Waves, Team Yell. Okay, are they gonna do Donphan? Fingers crossed they don't. Please don't do a Donphan. If they do Donphan, we are so dead. They got everything out though. They drew basically their entire deck. So if they don't get the Aurora Energy, it would be pretty lucky of us to be staying alive, passing the turn. Or they may just decide not to. If they have Aurora Energy, they may decide not to use it. If they transform into some other thing. If they target our bench, that would be quite silly. And they just did that. They target our bench with Barraskewda, forgetting that we have a Manaphy in play. That was a big mistake. Well played. Big mistake, bro. So that actually gave us an extra turn, and we're already 1 prize ahead. So they can't actually knock us out this way. So now we're 2 turns ahead of them. We actually get to kill Barraskewda next turn, and all we need is another 2 knockouts. We got 2 Drampas ready to go. We got Riolu, Lucario evolved on the bench. So if we get a supporter card, we're probably going to play it and then get our energy switch, Rod to shuffle back those energies, and then charge up the next 2 Drampas. I don't think they have a Zoroark on their bench either, so that means we actually get to win quite easily. If they did a that was actually a bad move. That Barraskewda was the wrong move. I think transforming into Flapple even is better, because at least you get a few damage. Or retreat. They should be retreating if they can't get the Aurora Energy. If they don't have an Aurora, might as well do a retreat and then save your Zoroark for 1 turn. We don't even have a boss on our hand, but you never know what cards your opponent has. Even though they have a small hand, they could be having power. They could be having, they could be doing a big draw on the next turn, or like the Minion for a boss order, something mad, something out of the box, something miraculous. So now we're up against a Gengar VMAX. We actually get to hit the weakness, so we are trying to attack with Lucario at the last minute, or if we can, early on, and then pull off a Rod as fast as possible immediately after. If we can't do the Rod after attacking, then it's better just to leave it till the very end, because we want to be saving our energy cards for Drampa. If we don't attack with Drampa, if we can't attack with Drampa, we're done, because we need that fighting energy. Discarding is not a good deal, especially if you're only drawing 2 prize. If they don't evolve to the VMAX, I don't think there's any point using Lucario. We should have attached to Drampa. We should have waited for that. We should have drawn something first and then see if we can attach to Drampa. I attached the energy too fast. I was actually expecting them to evolve, which was not smart because, I mean, it's kind of obvious they wouldn't be evolving the VMAX. Okay, now we got a quick ball. We're gonna get our second Drampa out. We're stuck actually. We're forced to do another Gourmandize, but that's fine. At least we got the second Drampa. Gourmandize gave us another 7 cards in our hand, which is fine. If they pull another Marnie on the next turn, I'm gonna be quite pissed. Marnie is so annoying. Gourmandize gets destroyed by Marnie. Gourmandize totally gets destroyed by Marnie because you're drawing so many cards in your hand. You're very likely to get a good hand on the next turn unless they play a Marnie. So Marnie completely reverses your Snorlax ability all the way 180 degrees, which is the worst possible, the worst luck you could be having. Okay, they're doing Pain Explosion, so that means we just need a Choice Belt. If we have a Choice Belt, we have it in our hand, so fingers crossed they don't Marnie us. 190 is actually enough to kill it, because they're forced to place damage counters on themselves. They may just decide to Dark Slumber until the very last minute. If they do that, we're going to be forced to draw out the switch card, which is going to be quite difficult, given we have a bad hand, no support cards. If they knock us out right now, we actually have a good hand for later, and we get to kill the Gengar. We get to kill the Gengar. I don't think we get to play Raihan though, unless we retreat with Riolu, because we don't have any energy cards in the discard pile. Well, we get to discard with Quick Ball, so we get to search for something. We should be searching for a Research or a Marnie and prepare for, and we just attach from our hand. Oh, we actually get to play Raihan. We actually already have energy discarded. I'm not sure how we discarded the energy, but we actually have it in the discard pile. We're gonna bench another Drampa and then do a Raihan for a support card. We're gonna place damage counters. Not sure if we want to be attaching though. They're playing a dark type, so a poison type, so let's just do the attachment, prepare for a VMAX knockout. We actually just need 2 energies since we already have a Choice Belt. So we should be attaching on the next turn actually, but if we attach on the next turn, we're going to be forced to place more damage counters on it. Okay, we got a Bruno with a Raihan, which is interesting. Because it actually draws us 7 cards and we get to save Boss Order as well. So Bruno is like the ideal card for the next turn. Okay. Quick Ball for VIP is quite delicious, isn't it? Because if you don't use up your VIP on the first turn, you get to discard it with Quick Ball, which is an extra resource, an extra, basically, supply for you to discard it with your Quick Ball. So you're essentially removing cards that you don't need, that you can't actually play anymore, to search your deck for an extra basic. And if you play Beedril, obviously you have a lot of Quick Ball, Ultra Balls in your deck. It's going to help you draw a lot more, faster, and it gives you an added consistency. It gives you an added flow to your deck play, to your gameplay and strategy. Cyrus, and they're going to kill the Lucario, which is horrible. And they just decided not to. So we actually have a lot of options here. We can either choose to kill the Crobat or boss and kill the Gengar. We can even boss the Urshifu and hope to knock it out the next turn with a Drampa. So I think the best bet is to kill the Crobat and then boss the Gengar later. But if we kill the Crobat right now, I don't think we can kill the Gengar that easily, because we only have 1 Rod, and I don't think we have enough energies, frankly. We don't have any more Choice Belts. We got 1 last one. We should be attaching it to the Drampa, and they could be playing Tool Scrapper at any moment. So I think our best bet is to boss the Urshifu and then somehow kill the I don't know. Gengar is going to evolve though. If we target a Urshifu right now, Gengar is going to evolve. So I think the only hope we have is to kill the Gengar right now before they evolve. And then slowly kill slowly knock out the Urshifu later on. Because if they retreat to the Crobat, we can kill it. If they retreat to the Houndoom, we can collect the last prize. So I think our best... We actually have 2 more prize though. We have 2 more prize. So our best bet is still to kill the Gengar because it can evolve. If they evolve, we can't do our second Aura Sphere Volley. So this was actually quite a big mistake. I actually chose to kill the Urshifu. Damage the Urshifu, my bad. Save that 1 energy just because we need it for our Gengar. We actually need it for Drampa because we don't even have a fighting on Drampa. So we're playing Bruno the next turn at least, giving us a good hand. We need to kill the VMAX and just get 1 last prize. We got Escape Rope though. If they do Gmax Fear, I forgot Gengar's attack. Gmax something. Swallow Up. If they do Gmax Swallow Up the next turn or Panic Fear, they can't do any damage with Panic Fear. If they knock us out with Gengar, we actually get to Escape Rope and Berserk, doing 190 damage to the Crobat. Or kill that Houndoom for the final prize. 160. We got no Bones now. So we're doing the Rod, shuffling back the energy cards. We actually got the Rod though, quite lucky. So that means we got another free strike just because we have 1 extra fighting energy inside the deck. That means we get to pull off another Aura Sphere Volley without the Choice Belt. If we get to attach 1 this turn, then we don't need the Choice Belt to do a Gengar VMAX knockout. Attaching 3 energies on our next turn. Up to 3 energies to 1 Lucario. So let's attach the Choice Belt to 1 Riolu and then attach Roaring Resolve on the other one. We actually get to evolve both. I think we bench the other one though. Oh, we actually get to evolve both. So let's do a double evolution and then resolve to the other one without the tool card so that we get to basically spread things out. We got a Raihan as well, so we don't need to worry too much. We can actually recycle the energies with either a Rod, Raihan, or Experience Share, but we don't have Experience Share for this deck. Only 2 Raihan and 1 Rod, so it's quite limited in a sense. But we do have 4 copies of Fighting Energy in the deck, so I don't think it's that bad. Playing Raihan and Rod. That means we actually have essentially up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 copies. We can reuse those energy cards up to 8 times. 1 energy 8 times, or essentially 8 copies of Fighting Energy. Okay, 190 killing a VMAX, so that means we just need that 1 last prize for the win. We got no boss. We got the Escape Rope, look at that. No more boss in this deck, just because we only have 1 copy. But we got the Escape Rope. For the final knockout hit, we can't even do Aura Sphere Volley, so whichever Lucario they kill, we can Raihan the next one, and then Roaring Resolve for the last energy card. We got 180 damage. If they kill the one without the Choice Belt, we can actually kill it much more easier without a Raihan even. We just need 1 more energy on the one with the Choice Belt. And we got Roaring Resolve, or we can even attach it from our hand if they do a Marnie. They can't play Marnie and Research and Boss at the same time, I bet. Marnie and Boss is impossible. So if they Boss, we got Raihan. If they Marnie, we got Roaring Resolve. There's no chance they can win. Because we can kill the VMAX, we can kill the Gengar. We don't even need to play Escape Rope. We can actually kill the Gengar, look at that. And we're just gonna do the one, we're just gonna attack with the one with Choice Belt. Hitting as high damage as we can. Attaching an extra energy, we got 1 last one. Just because we attached the other to our bench. Our second Lucario. We're gonna Raihan the final remaining energy and then get something else. Attach the water energy just for fun. And then discard 3 for 190 multiplied by 2. That's 300 and oh, we actually get to do 30 extra damage with Choice Belt. So 220 multiplied by 2 is 440. Killing a VMAX with 1 hit. killing a single strike VMAX deck. We won against single strike Gengar. That was quite satisfying. We are playing their weakness though, so it is not our primary attacker, but we can still use it to attack. We actually did double Aura Sphere Volley on that game, which was quite lovely, which was pretty insane. Thanks to Rod and our Raihan, we get to pull it off. Okay, let's do Gormandize as the first active. We're gonna bench both. We got 2 VIP pass, very satisfying. Double VIP on the first turn. We go second. We're up against Weezing now, which is horrible. If they Bush Shake, we can't actually use Gormandize. Let's hope they don't do that, because we have a shit hand right now. Except for that 2 copies of VIP pass, because we have no supporter, no switch cards, no energies for the attack. We need so many things though. I think we just need like 2 energies and a switch. So let's hope we get a water energy from the top deck, and then on the next turn get a switch card, because they can't actually knock us out that easily with Weezing. They're gonna have to rely on Galarian and Severe Poison to slowly kill us with Venom by feeding us poisonous gas. Okay, another VIP for another Drampa. Not playing Manaphy because we don't need it. We're gonna attach to one of the Drampa and remove that tool card from play, so that we get to draw 6 cards. Let's hope they don't Marnie. We got the switch card, we got the water energy, and that's all we need. Please don't play a Marnie. They're gonna evolve right now, shut down our ability. That means we can't actually kill the Weezing that easily. If they choose not to attack us, they can actually choose to play a full-on control strategy. If they play a Galarian and then like Crushing Hammer, not attack us until the last minute, they can actually force us to get stuck in the active for the rest of the game. But they didn't play a Marnie, that means we get to switch on the next turn and do at least 70 damage, which is not bad. If we get a Lucario with our research, we can actually do Aura Sphere Volley to kill the, what's it called again? Galarian Weezing. We got 3 more ready to go though, which is quite ridiculous. It's a stage 1 as well, so that means you get to Rod while you're playing your next copy, your next Weezing, and bench at the same time, preparing for a chainless neutralizing gas, a chainless severe poison, a chainless Weezing combo. Okay, we got Lucario, but we can't play the ability. We're gonna evolve it anyways, because if we attach energy from our hand, we can actually attack, do decent amount of damage with Aura Sphere Volley. So we need like 6 prize draws, which is quite difficult. This is quite a challenge because they're playing a 1 prize control ability locking deck, which is gonna restrict us by a lot. If they boss or kill, they can't actually do enough damage though to knock us out. So their only hope is to boss and stall with their Galarian, Crushing Hammer, stuff like that. Cram-O-Matic, interesting. They got a heads. Just really annoying. What are you gonna search for? Probably another Crushing Hammer or something. For research, another Crushing Hammer, there we go. A Tails, thank god. They're gonna kill it though, they're gonna kill it anyways, right? Oh, they can't actually do the knockout, my bad. Weezing is not doing any knockouts anytime soon. So we got an energy switch but no Roaring Resolve. Completely denied the ability. At least we get to do 160, so we get to do a knockout, but we have to kill our own Drampa by our next turn, on our last Pokemon checkup, just before the next turn. We have to knock out our own Drampa, unfortunately, but I don't think we have a choice. What a shit hand. We're gonna Gormandize, we are forced to Gormandize on the next turn, unless we get a support card right now. Nope. That's fingers crossed for a support card from the top deck. We need it badly. Ability lock non-stop. Inteleon is so dead with your Weezing. What other cards play abilities? I don't know. And they're hitting with special condition as well, so you don't get to play Raihan, you can't play Bruno. Yeah, they got quite a lot of tails, thank god, fortunately. You don't get to play a lot of things. You don't get to avoid a knockout that easily. If you play Big Parasol and Solar Revelation, you can actually avoid the poison effect or impact energy. But they're basically trying to deny as much as they can. Deny you from playing Raihan, deny you from playing Bruno, Cynthia's Aspiration, Cynthia's Ambition, deny you from healing your Pokemon cards, because if you heal, you get to be poisoned passing the turn as well. If you heal the special condition with the Aroma Lady though, that's gonna help you. And they also get to deny you from what else did they get to deny you from? I don't know. I forgot my line of thought. Sorry guys. So they're playing their final Weezing. They need the Rod right now. If they get their Rod, they can bench another one. And then we need 3 more knockouts to win the game, which is going to be quite difficult to pull off because we do have a Raihan, but we can't play it. They're doing special conditions. So we need our energy switch, we need our Roaring Resolve, but we can't do it. We don't have Roaring Resolve. We don't have access to that ability, so that means it's impossible to charge up the next one. It's impossible to charge up the next one just because they have that one special condition attack denying us a Raihan. And we're gonna do a Marnie right now. Energy switch to the Snorlax, prepare for a retreat. We actually need 5 energy to retreat right now, so we can actually attack with Body Slam. We have 4 energies, so I think we're just gonna do that. Hope to paralyze them, and then somehow we got our escape rope though, so that's already the end of the game. We got escape rope and a water energy. We actually needed that water energy just because we already switched our energy card. So fortunately we get to kill the Weezing for the final prize because they have no more cards in their field. They lost. And they actually gave us the damage counter with their Savoy Poison. So poisoning us was actually the wrong move because we got a damaged Pokemon on our bench to help us do extra damage with Berserk. And otherwise we can't do a Weezing knockout with the base damage. 70 is not enough to kill anything unless they are a potential stage 1 or potential stage 2. If they are evolving into something, a 1 prize card, then we can kill it with Berserk without the extra damage. For example, Rowlet. We don't need to place damage counters yet. So it's a Decidueye deck, it's a Deep Forest Camo. They could be playing Rillaboom, they could be playing Cherim, I don't know what they're playing really. Inteleon probably, and Experience Share. So we got Turffield out in play. Okay, research, discarding their hand. They're discarding so many things though. They got Rare Candy discarded, they removed 1 Decidueye, which is good news. So they're playing Beedril, the stage 2 with Rare Candy instead of Raihan. My bad, instead of Mustard. So instead of pulling off a Mustard, they're trying to do a Rare Candy evolution for Beedril to hit a lucky knockout if your opponent plays special energies. I don't think we have special energies for this deck. We initially had Aurora Energy, but now I actually decided to pull out. I decided to play nothing but basic, just because you get to play Raihan for your basic and energy switch your basic. And it's actually safer to do basic because we just need water energy. We just need 1 water energy and energy switch that 1 fighting from Lucario. It actually gives us space to play Raihan as well, and they just conceded because we got our first knockout, and they can't actually do the knockout that easily, doing only 90 damage with Deep Forest Camo, with Splitting Arrow, my bad. So 90 damage plus 20 to both of our bench though. Both Pokemons on the bench. But if we have a Manaphy, I'm not sure if we have it in our bench already. We get to avoid Decidueye's damage placement. done to our bench Pokemon. We get to protect our bench. And Decidueye is only doing 90 base damage for 2 energies for stage 2. That's super bad. So Decidueye with Manaphy. Now that Manaphy is out, Decidueye is completely obsolete. Decidueye is doing nothing. Especially against a 1 prize. If your opponent play like V cards, they're quite likely to play like at least one non-V attacker. And if they do that, Decidueye actually need quite a few strikes to kill it, because 90 damage is not enough. It's just very weak. So if your opponent can kill all the Rowlets before you evolve it fast enough, then somehow kill your Decidueye at the same time, if you already evolved it on your last turn, then they can deny you extra copies of that stage 2, and then collect extra prize at the same time with Rapid Flow, or even Inteleon Medicham. Inteleon Medicham is a broken combo now, because they get extra 1 turn for another Quick Shoot, another round of multi-Quick Shoot. If they have like 3 copies of Inteleon, they get to play 6 damage counters again, which is quite broken, isn't it? And they get to do another Rapid Flow on the same turn, doing like so many damage, 300 plus damage in a single turn. Okay, they're playing Kyogre, which is good news because we got Manaphy out in play. We got Manaphy on the first turn, don't need to quick ball for it, it's not stuck in the prize. So Manaphy against Kyogre, look how amazing is that. We get to play our bench barrier. And Aqua Storm is dead. Aqua Storm is completely useless now, thanks to Manaphy. Jolteon VMAX is actually quite powerful still, because you can actually snipe your opponent's Manaphy. Manaphy is not going to survive long if they have Inteleon Zigzagoon. If they scoop it up fast enough, if they can somehow damage your Manaphy, kill it with damage counters, and then G-Max Thunder Rumble to hit your bench, doing so many damage, 200 damage for only 1 energy. Okay, we got Riolu, we got Lucario, we're gonna do our Berserk. They got the first one, the first knockout with Hydro Pump, I think. Surf, they're doing Surf, 120 damage, enough to knock out Drampa. It should be 130 HP though, like, to be honest, but I mean the attack is quite strong for basic to do 160 damage. That's already broken on its own. So I suppose 120 HP is not too bad. 130 for Kyogre though, like look at that. It's a legendary Pokemon, so I kind of understand. It already has such a broken attack. What more? It has high HP. Just 10 extra HP to avoid that 120 knockout. To get just right out of the threshold, right out of reach from a Kangaskhan knockout. You can actually knock out Drampa with a Kangaskhan, rally back. Not a lot of people look at that card. That card is actually quite strong, because you just need Twin Energy to do 120 damage. It's a 1 price card, so I'm definitely gonna I have my eye on that card for the next deck. Okay, let's do our research. I shouldn't be giving it off though, because now someone's gonna steal my idea. But I'm not giving out too much. Let's hope. You can play it with anything. I actually tried Kangaskhan with our Golem from Fusion Strike. Golem Fusion Strike actually lets you place 10 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon if you get knocked out by damage done to Golem. And what more, you get to do extra damage with your Kangaskhan on your next turn, so you get to do 190, essentially 190 extra damage if your opponent knocks out your Golem. If they boss or knock out your Kangaskhan, you can play another Kangaskhan to do 190, or even attack with the same Golem, 160 damage. It's doing 30 damage to itself though, so if they avoid knocking out your Golem, you're gonna eventually kill your own Golem with recoil damage unless you heal with Lucky Ice Pop or stuff like that. So let's just focus on this game. Right now we're up against Kyogre, and they just knocked out our first Drampa, collecting their second prize. I think that was our second one, I'm not sure. Oh, they killed the Lucario, my bad. They killed the Lucario. So, they got Volcarona out. That means we have to watch out for another knockout the next turn. I don't think we're doing too badly though, because we have already 2 benched Drampa. Manaphy is still in play. We have to bench a Riolu. I don't think we can afford to bench the Drampa. We just did that, which is quite stupid. I don't know why we did that. We should be benching a Riolu. We got Energy Switch ready for the next turn, but I don't think we need it. We need it for the final countdown, but not quite yet. So they're doing Cryogonal because they don't have Fire Energy. Thank God. So they didn't do the switch, no Escape Rope, no Surging Flames. That means we got an extra turn. They're giving us an extra prize this turn to kill a Cryogonal. I don't think they can kill us that easily. If they somehow magically attack with Volcarona, stay alive with that card for 2 turns, somehow heal it from damage counters, then they can collect the last 4 prize. So all we need is 1 Volcarona knockout or 2 1 prize kills after the Cryogonal. They're probably gonna do Kyogre first and then Volcarona at the last second. I think that's their only hope. Because if they do Volcarona right now, they're gonna give us the final 2 prize quite easily. We just need to boss the last one. I think we already played boss though. So we just need 2 strikes to kill the V card, and that's gonna collect our last 2 prize. So if they retreat to the bench, all we need is that 1 boss. Boss order is gonna seal the game for us, and we just got another Kyogre knockout. That means we're just gonna need to, all we need is 1 Escape Rope. That's all we need to do on the next turn. Escape Rope and we're done. Unless they bench another V card though. We got 190 damage. If they bench a Crobat or anything else other than a Volcarona, we can actually knock it out with 1 hit. We got Choice Bell already. We got Lucario, so we may actually fare better trying to attack with it. We should have attached our Choice Belt to Lucario, because I think we can actually kill the Volcarona with Aura Sphere Valley. Aura Sphere Volley, my bad. I just called it Valley. So Aura Sphere Volley does 180 plus 10 base damage. That's 190 plus 30 more with your Choice Belt. That means it's a Volcarona V knockout. Unless they do Cape of Toughness, Big Charm, Heat Energy. I don't think they get to play Heat though, because it doesn't work for Surging Flame. Surging Flame only does extra damage for basic energies. Aqua Storm actually does extra damage for any type of energy you discard. So you get to discard special energies to do 50x damage with Aqua Storm. But for Surging Flames, it's actually specific. It actually specifically says only basic energy, so you can't do extra damage with your Surging Flames if you have discarded a lot of special energies. So we won the game with an Escape Rope, killing the last Kyogre for the final prize with our final Berserk hit. Okay, now we're up against I don't know what deck they're playing, but they have a Naganadel deck box, Naganadel deck sleeve, and a Lunala, my bad, a Lunala coin, which is quite interesting. So a Psychic deck, I presume. Akumi VMAX, Gardevoir VMAX, Whimsicott V-Star. What are they playing? So Snorlax is in the game. That's gonna save us. They're playing Cresselia for a Psychic type. They could be playing Cresselia with anything. I saw someone play Cresselia with Single Strike Galarian, which is so cool. Single Strike Galarian with those supporting Psychic types. Because it's actually a Ghost Single Strike, and it actually works really well with Raihan and Houndoom, which is the meta format, but I prefer straying from the meta, as you all know. So straying from the meta actually means Cresselia is a good combo, because Cresselia gives you that fast energy acceleration. You get to attach 3 psychic energy to your Galarian, and then you're good to go. They actually pass the turn with nothing but Cresselia, so we actually get to knock it out this turn. End the game with a research for a fighting energy. We just need an energy switch. If we don't get a fighting energy, we just need energy switch, and we got the energy switch. Roaring Resolve for a fighting, and we actually killed the Cresselia before they actually bench another one. No Pokemon on the bench. We won the game. Look at that. So the first attachment actually gives them 3 energies on the Galarian, and then all they need to do is experience share on the next Galarian, because they just need 2 psychic energy and 2 colorless, so they get to do Houndoom and Cresselia for Galarian, which is super cool combo. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, and bye for now, lovely people. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you find our videos interesting, entertaining, or fulfilling in any way. Happy gaming and happy growing, guys!